He sits at the right hand of Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh, denoting second in charge and eternal. Ezekiel 43 in the Septuagint states there are two mercy seats in the heavenly tabernacle, the great mercy seat, Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh, and the lesser mercy seat, Yeshua. I don't see anything that alludes to a Trinity.
Okay, so this is like one of the most, I didn't know whether to, it's one of those, I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. It's a little of both. It's taking this Greek word, hilasterion, which is translated in certain places as the kaporet, which is the lid mercy that goes seat, over the
ark.
The ark. But it's describing like the ridge, the ridges that go around it. Okay. Now, all it's describing, if you look at Ezekiel, all it's describing is the altar as in Ezekiel's temple, which has these, it's like stairs. It's like a wedding cake, like a square wedding cake tiered, where you have a bigger foundation, then the next one's smaller, and then the next one's smaller, tiered. And it's got three. And you have the big one is the base, the smaller one, and then on top of that's the altar proper, and then you have a ladder that goes up the side. Well, if you look at Bloch's commentary, he's got a great graphic where he shows the pictures with the dimensions. I looked at another Bible commentary, I don't remember, and they had a good pictures of what's going on here. And it's so crazy that they're looking at the Greek translation, which doesn't understand what the Hebrew is. It's translating this word as hilasterion, which doesn't mean that. But yet the person that they're willing to point to some obscure Septuagint text as proof of two mercy seats in heaven, which mercy seat isn't really even a biblical term anyway. It comes from Luther's, I think it was Luther's translation of the cover, the piece that has
I think it was Tyndale.
Was it Tyndale? And they were trying to understand.
I know it was Tyndale.
Okay. So but it didn't mean like a chair. I think they meant it's like the place where the blood would go.
Right.
It doesn't mean that there are two, the way she talked about it, it almost sounded like there are two arks or something. And this isn't even in the holy place. This is out in the court where the altar is, where the burnt offerings and everything go. Anyway, it's so bad. This was almost like as bad as like lunar Sabbath and what are some of the other like claims, like some of the sacred name or some of the Paleo-Hebrew meanings of words and stuff like that. This was on board with that. But what I realize is that there's people who they carry that around in like their back pocket, like as like edification to their worldview.
To me, this sounds like internet scholarship. In other words, I've found a couple of things on a couple of blogs, and I'm going to take it as truth without doing the hard work of seeing whether or not it's true or not. In other words, and I think some of this has to do, I used to think that this was just pure laziness. It's not, though. I think what it has to do with is the fact that people don't either A, have the resources to study on their own. In other words, they might be in a place where they don't have a good theological library anywhere close to them, or they don't have books themselves, or they don't have money to buy books. So that could be one of them. But the other thing, in other words, I don't think that people have access sometimes to it, but also that people have never been taught like how to study.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Tell us your thoughts on this subject by leaving a comment in the comment section. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and enable those notifications. And we'll see you in the next video.